What's up, guys? Matt Prince from Royal Fitness. Now, shoulder pain when pressing. What are some mobility drills? What are some things that you can do that will help get you back to training pain-free and making sure that you're progressing, your bench numbers, your overhead numbers are all going up? One of the things that I see a lot of the time, like people, they generally get pain that might be in the bicep tendon, like at the front here, or rotator cuff issues. It's usually one of the two. There are some other things like AC joints that happen depending on what sort of sports you do. But shoulders are a very, very complex thing. But I want to give you guys a few simple things. It doesn't really matter who you are, these should benefit you, right? It's all around thoracic extension, keeping muscle tissue open and quality, and making sure that everything feels right. Okay, so the first thing we want to look at, right? A lot of the time, a few people have that rounded shoulders kind of look, right? So they're in like this, and that's an issue, right? If you try to press, you can't get into good extension. You have to sort of move your back to get there, right? So one of the first things you want to look at is bringing the shoulders back and making sure that you can achieve that. Okay, so there's a few things here. One, it might be a training issue. So you might have, or even a life issue. I'm saying training, but I'm assuming that, that person's sitting down, typing away, driving their cars, doing rolled shoulders type activities very, very often. Okay, so what we need to look at is opening up the chest and strengthening up the back. Okay, because usually tightness and strength in the front is causing it. So one of the first things we'll look at, if it is a rolled shoulder kind of person, stick, pec, right? We're going to basically just push it into a wall. You're going to hold it in and you're going to push it into your pec somewhere. It might go, oh yeah, sweet, that's a quite nasty spot. You're just going to start dangling and circling that arm around. All right, so it moves like that, and you can start moving it around. You can get different angles. You can even do your pressing kind of movements. You can press that way. Have a play around. And what I find is that a lot of people working through the pec, you might find 3 or 4 hot spots. Just spend like 15 seconds per one. That really opens up that chest. It really starts to loosen up some of that tissue. A lot of the time, people, if you've ever seen a masseuse and like your muscles feel like rope, this can help smooth that out. Again, I always recommend people to see your masseuse, see your osteo, see the professional that you have. This is stuff that you can do by yourself that will help what they're trying to do with you. So doing both can be a good thing. Now from there, right, we've done all the smashing, you've loosened it up, you want to achieve a position now. So looking at stretching, just doing the classic arm on the wall or arm on the doorway, opening that pec up, that'll help stretch and get some flexibility in there. This is assuming that you're rolled forward, okay? So you're gonna loosen it and you're gonna strengthen your back, okay? So when you're training, you should be activating all your rhomboids, your rear delts, everything in there. You want to basically make sure you get that really good pullback, really good shoulders back and down type motions, whether it's lat pull downs, whether it's rows, Facebook, whatever you're doing. Shoulders back and down, really activating that upper back and bringing it all strong, like all there, using those muscles and making them stronger, right? The stronger they are, the better your posture will be, the better your shoulders will be. Okay, so that's the first thing. So that's a rolled shoulders thing. Second thing, another fix for it. You've got your thoracic extension, okay? So that essentially is this movement, right? So making sure that you can get your shoulders back and down, and also have a bit of movement in that upper back of your spine, that thoracic part of your spine. One of the things I like to do is very simple. It feels quite good. You usually get a few clicks. I'll put my hood up so I don't choke myself. I'm going to hug myself here. Basically, I'm just going to start rolling to my shoulder, to my sort of base of my neck, rolling to mid-back. Let's just start like that. That'll sort of warm it up a little bit. From here, I'll start to arch back. And I'll roll a little bit harsher. Might start to take the hands above the head. Start to find spots like that. You can really start to see all this opening up. It's sort of forcing it to open up. There is other drills you can do for thoracic extension, but this is something that you'll find feels good, and it isn't that hard to do. It doesn't take that long. It should really help. So arms over, breathe. Make sure you don't breathe. Make sure you don't hold your breath. You always want to be breathing through it. But you might find here, breathing out a few times in one spot, and you can start to find that opens up even more so. So that is another really, really good one. Okay, so the third thing, that's looking at, now we've looked at opening the pec up, we've looked at doing a little bit of self-myofascial release to that upper back. The third thing I like to look at is the lats. Okay, so the lats are an internal rotator. A lot of people don't think about this with the lat, right? They think about the big wings and all that. Lats start all the way down here, okay, and they join over in the front. Right, it sort of comes up and around. It's one of those things that a lot of people, the tighter they get in their lat, it rotates their shoulders in. Right? If you think about flexing your lats, it's an internal rotation position. You go external and you're hiding your lats, it's sort of the opposite. So you want to make sure that they're not over tight and they're not, pulling all your shoulders forward and locking everything up. So one of the things I like to do all the time, we always stretch our lats. So in our warm-ups, we'll always do these sort of stretches like that. So basically pushing the arm across, opening up through here. But you can foam roll it as well. So this is something that I like to do. For my lats, I'll foam roll it and then I'll stretch it, and I'll do the other side, foam roll, stretch. I find foam rolling relaxes the muscle a little bit so you can get a deeper stretch. And that's one of the main benefits of foam rolling. It's not the be-all, end-all. Don't get me wrong, like foam rolling feels good and it can help, but it's usually the positions you get into after the foam rolling that give you the biggest bang for buck. So with that being said, I'm going to roll that out. Now this will feel quite nasty. I've got a rumble roller here. I'd recommend using rumble rollers. I find that, they're better. They're just harder and they're getting deeper faster. But essentially you're just going to roll. Boom. I'm going to turn my hand down and I'm going to grind under that armpit area. I'm going to work through. You can work through as far as you sort of need to. That's starting to get in quite deep, feels quite nasty. But I'm going to find spots like here really, really sucks. So what I can do here, I can start moving my arm, internal, external, start moving it around. Okay, find another spot, grind around. You can lean back a little bit, really pinpoint in there. Right, you can take it to another level if you want to. Get quite nasty on yourself, put a cricket ball or a lacrosse ball in there and pinpoint that lat even more so. So you can go, all right, sweet, this has found me the spot. Now the ball's getting in there nice and deep. So from there, you'll get into that lat stretch or holding off the pole or whatever it is to stretch out your lat. That should really, really help. So now you've got your stick to open up your pec. You've got your thoracic extension type motion to open your upper back going and to sort of open that, that position up. And then we've got the lats. So we've rolled them, we've stretched them, we're starting to move a little bit better. Now, the next thing from here, depending if you train with us at Royal, you're a smart person and I appreciate it. But what we do a lot in our warm-ups is we activate the upper back, whether it's through face pulls, band pull aparts, the T, the I, all those different works that we do. This stuff's very, very important, right? Pre-training, not only it will strengthen, it'll activate, make sure that your upper back's switched on, ready to go. It'll prevent injury, but it'll also help you strengthen. The more reps you do of things, the better you get. So this is the warm-up that we like to do. And I'm just going to do a couple of reps of each and show you. So we come down onto the ground. You're relaxing down neutral. Shoulders are back and down, so you've got good posture. From here, my palms are down. Okay, so all we're going to do here is just lift the hands. Okay, and I come as high as I can. Right, so I'm hitting that, we do sets of 25. Okay, you come in underneath, palms up, coming up and down. Okay, we do 25, palms down. Same thing, 25. The last one we just do 10, hands behind the head, elbows come up, chest raises. We've got that thoracic extension coming back. But in a strengthening way, in an activation way. So we usually do 2 rounds, 1 to 2 rounds, depending on the night, depending on the people. But you got 25, you got 25, you got 25. You got the last one for 10. You can do it weighted with like 1s to probably 3 kilos. It's pretty hard to do. This is a movement I got from a physio named Andrew Locke, this sort of sequence. And since I learned it, it's felt really, really good. And injury rate's gone down shoulder-wise. Rehab has gone better for people. Like it just feels better, including myself. It just feels good. I feel good when I'm lifting. Upper back feels ready to go, which, upper back is the main reason why shoulders get injured, because it's usually from people being too tight in the front, too weak in the back, so there's an imbalance there. This really helps get a lot of volume in with not much, I'm not going to say effort because it's hard, but not much like trade-off. If you go and do heavy bent over rows, you're going to be smoked. This you can sort of do daily and you can be okay with it. It's a really good thing. So hope that helps a little bit. These are just some things to think about with mobility. So you've got your pec smashing, you've got your stretching, you've got your lat smashing, you've got your stretching, you've got your thoracic extension, and then you've got all your activation in those thoracic and upper back muscles that will really help prevent future injury or even just bulletproof your shoulders and make you feel good. Or if you just want to bench press more, these are the things to do. Anyway, hope that helps in some way, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up. If you're interested in training with us at Royal, just click any of the links around, shoot us a message. We'll get you sorted and we'll get you on board as soon as we can. Talk to you soon. Bye.